Hello, my name is Mrs. Akalov, and today we're going to be talking about Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Um, Maslow's hierarchy of needs is a theory of psychological motivation that humans go through. They progress from basic needs to more complex needs. Um, this theory is formed in a pyramid structure with our biggest motivation at the bottom. You must fulfill one set of needs to get to the next needs, the next set of needs. So you cannot move up and progress until you complete or fulfill the first motivational set of needs. That's how these theories were structured. His ultimate theory is self-actualization of basic needs. In 1943, Maslow developed the needs hierarchy pyramid of 5 levels. So the 5 levels, we'll go through the first level, which is the biggest chunk that you have to fulfill, which is they're all motivational levels. So the first level is psychological needs, and these levels hold more than what I'm going to mention. So um, it has food, water, breathing. Um, so it has like all the necessary needs like in that section. For level two, you'd have to fulfill level one to move on to level two. So all like the self-care kind of needs like that. So you'd have to feed yourself, you'd have to achieve water, your whatever you would need to breathe, make sure that you have air, you have climate control, temperature control, those kinds of things to continue on about your day to keep you moving along. So then you would continue to level two. So the next level would be safety needs. So that would be your health and your financial. So if you have good health and you have good financial standing, then you would be able to progress to level three. That would help you to move on to the next level. This is what his theory was. So then once you would achieve that, you'd move on to the level three, which would be love and belonging. So in that level lies your family, social and community. So when you have like your family surrounding you, that helps to um, give you that motivation to progress to the next level, in theory. So then level four would be your esteem need. So that moves on to respect and appreciation from others. So, in order to build all the way up to level four, you'd have to gain all the 3 levels prior. You can't have one without the other. So that was his whole, it's like building blocks to get to the next. So, level 5, the next set, would be self-actualization, which this is the top of his tier. And this was like the whole package deal, the ultimate goal of his theory. And self-actualization is to be self-aware, personal growth, to be less concerned of others' opinions, and to be concerned of like your own potential, to know your own potential, to know your own self, your own gain, your own growth, and just to know your own worth at that point. So in my presentation, how I would implement it, you would look at it in a classroom and see how would I be able to implement this in the classroom? You look at it and you would say, for level one, what would I do for children to help them be able to meet the needs for level one? Well, I would provide them with food, so snacks. So we see a lot nowadays, for obviously we're doing the guide teacher stuff. Sometimes we see the teachers go ahead and give out snacks and things like that to help provide brain food. And we make sure that the kids have something to eat, to keep them comfortable. So they always have a water bottle in class. And I think that that helps them to fulfill that level, that theory level of their psychological need. For level two, for safety need, they would need good health. You want to make sure that they're safe. That also falls into that category. So safety, you want to make sure that they're not being bullied, make sure that they're not in any harm's way, they feel safe in the classroom, campus is secure. Those kinds of things fall into that level 2 category for them. That's something that would help them move on to the next theoretical level. So level 3, love and belonging, social and community. You want to make sure that um, you know about their family, you know about how are they doing in the classroom socially. You're not going to stick them at a table where they're not feeling comfortable with people. They're not a group of friends that maybe they're not friends. Maybe they're just uncomfortable. They're not communicating well with those people. You want to make sure that you're planning potentially the seating, have good seating recognition, know maybe like who they work with well. So have a good schedule of planning for the seating, I think is a good idea. We all know like who talks a lot, who doesn't sit well with other people, who you could sit with the other students. So that would help them to be able to then progress to the next level. So then we have level 4, our esteem needs. So we look at it with respect and appreciation from others. So we would potentially could say, sometimes I noticed in my group that we have a moment where sometimes the students will take a second and say, oh, what did you notice in group today that somebody else did recognition wise? So you could give recognition to somebody else to help boost somebody's self-esteem. So that's something that you can implement in your classroom to help bring up self-esteem, to point out good behaviors, to bring awareness and recognition to other students, because it helps them to then move up theoretically into that next level. And then again, that pushes them up to that final level of self actualization needs. And in this, I said, what would be great in this one is to have them post their classroom work on the walls. And I think that would help just put them at that last level, because it brings them that self-awareness. It brings them shows their personal growth. It helps them to be less concerned about others and more concerned about their own self-being and their own potential, because it shows that they are proud of their work. So thank you very much.